Okay, Patrick, can you just tell us the medicine that you're doing for the week right now?
Are we recording?
Yeah,
Hold
just
on, I gotta spit.
okay. Just show us, like, the bottles and stuff, and maybe explain to us what it's for.
Aspirins,
Okay.
81 milligram, once a day. That's to help with my heart. Kind of like a blood thinner.
Right.
Zoloft, I take that.
Put it real close to the cameras.
Zoloft, I take that once a day.
Don't move it. Let it focus.
And that's for anxiety.
There it is. Okay.
Caprimazepam, that's for stomach issues with the medications that I take. I take that once daily.
Yeah, because you're taking so many meds, you need to protect the lining of your stomach.
Berlinda, this is a blood thinner. I take twice a day. So the stent that I have doesn't get clogged. Prednisone, this is basically for heartburn.
Well, prednisone is a steroid.
Yeah, it's for heartburn.
It's for inflammation.
And inflammation and heartburn. It can be used for either or.
Hard to focus. There it is.
Clonazepams, another anxiety medication that I'm on. I take that twice a day. Famotidine is another medication that I take for my stomach, so I don't have ulcers with all the medication that I'm taking. So it doesn't give me ulcers, basically. Lorazepam is also an anti-anxiety medication, depression, and medicine for like panic attacks and stuff like that, because I get a lot of panic attacks. Lisinopril is basically, this is the most important medication right here. It protects my heart from further muscle damage, because when I had the heart attack, obviously my heart was damaged. So that pill helps protect my heart. Zoloft, we already got that one. This is Smith's Vastin. It's a cholesterol pill, so it helps with my cholesterol. So I don't get a buildup of cholesterol and another blocked artery.
I don't know if we did the Zoloft. I don't think.
Yeah, we did the Zoloft.
Oh, it's sertraline. Okay.
It's the same thing.
Is there anything? I mean, how are you feeling right now after being in the hospital 5 times?
I was more than 5 times. I was in the hospital probably 7 times after my heart attack. Chest pain, shortness of breath, numbness in my left arm. Kind of like the same symptoms that I was going through when I had the heart attack. And every time I went into the hospital, the doctors hooked me up to the EKG machine. They ran a test, blood test. You know, they pretty much did anything they could, and everything came back okay.
So is that when they put you on the anti-anxiety medicine?
So
to see if that would help.
So basically, they were like, well, you know, your heart's fine. You know, as far as after just having I mean, it's not fine having a heart attack, but I mean, but, you know, my lungs are fine, and they came to the conclusion that it was probably panic attacks. that was causing, because after my heart attack, I was going through it, and that was scary. I thought I was going to die that night, and so that's when they put me on anti-anxiety, and, depression medication and panic attack.
And you were in the hospital a couple weeks ago when you went to
just last weekend.
Last weekend.
I was in the hospital last weekend. I was on my way to Topeka, and I started having chest pains and shortness of breath, same symptoms. And they actually kept me for 2 days and did an EKG, X-ray, CAT scan of my brain, and
So that was good news. That was good news.
It was good news. Nothing, everything was good. All my levels came back okay. The only bad thing that every doctor has told me is I have really, really super low blood pressure. Like the last time I got my blood pressure checked, it was like 85/60.
Did they say what they're going to do about that? To treat you with medicine?
Well, they basically, they saw how I looked, and I was skinny, and I told them that I worked out and went to the gym, and so they associated my low blood pressure with, exercising, because athletes and people that have exercised have lower blood pressure than just normal people.
And
but my blood pressure has never been that low. It's usually 120/70 or something like that.
How often are you getting your blood pressure checked?
They told me I should probably buy a blood pressure machine.
All right, so we need to get you one of those.
And check it. Because there's certain medications that I can't take if my blood pressure is under a certain amount.
How much weight have you lost recently?
In the last 2 months, a good 45, 50 pounds. Lost a lot of weight. After the heart attack, I lost a good 30 pounds. But I was, before the heart attack, I was exercising, and I was eating healthy.
Can you stand up just for a second so we can see? I mean, your abs are great. Your abs are really. And just turn to the side. So you're muscular. You're tight. You're just very thin. Stand over this way so we can get your legs. Your legs are thin. I don't remember seeing you ever this thin. Probably since you were 14 years old.
I know. I haven't weighed this less since I was in middle school.
So let's just say a year ago, what was your pant size?
A year ago, I was probably in a 36, maybe 38.
And what are you now?
Probably 32. A year ago, I was probably...
Now, we just bought those pants yesterday, and they look loose. What size are those?
These are 34s.
They're a little loose.
That's why I said 32.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you feel that you could go back to work anytime soon? What are they saying about that?
As far as my cardiologist is concerned, he says my heart is healthy and normal, and
you're going to have a stress test. That's coming up.
That's coming up. A stress test.
So that's going to tell a lot,
That's going to tell a lot. But my cardiologist said I pretty much right now I have a healthy heart.
Okay, so we could have other issues going on with the lungs.
Well, they checked my lungs when I was on my way to Topeka, and I went to the hospital. They did a CAT scan where they injected the dye, but basically all they did is they checked for blood clots in my lungs. That's all they did. They didn't do any.
Can you for people who never heard of the disease sarcoidosis, can you give a definition and explain what it is and some of the symptoms that you've experienced with it?
Sarcoidosis is an autoimmune disease that affects every organ in your body, your brain, your heart, your liver, your kidneys. A lot of times those organs will inflammation, which causes a lot of pain and a lot of damage to those organs. I'm not sure exactly what medication I should be on. I'm not seeing a doctor right now.
Okay, so but your primary care doctor right now.
I mean, there's a lot of it's painful. It's every day. It's painful. I mean, pain everywhere. Joint pain. Like there'll be times I can't move my left arm or my right arm. I mean, in my knuckles, I get a lot of pain in my knuckles, my wrist. I get a lot of pain,
and this is something you've had for a long time.
For a while, in my elbows and my knees, and that's because of the inflammation from the sarcoidosis, and it affects your joints also.
So we need to find you a specialist that understands that disease, and can get you the right medicines to see what's going to work to help to reduce the symptoms and the progression.
I just saw my primary just Tuesday,
right?
And I spoke to him about it, and I got another appointment in a few weeks, so.
All right, so we're taking one step at a time.
Hopefully he'll refer me to a specialist.
Can you just line up these medicines in front of you?
So these are all the medicines that I'm currently taking. And then this one.
I'll put it off to the side.
You can't really see it because it's a flat thing, but.
Yeah, turn those around so we can see everything. And what you're doing here, we just got you a new pill box, which
Yeah.
This is new today, because before he was just you were just shuffling bottles around. It's a lot of work. It's a full-time job.
I was basically just reading the label and seeing, because it tells you on the label how many times a day you should take it and when you should take it.
This is going to make it way easier.
Way easier. So I already have it known, so on what day I got to take what pill. And
all right, so you're all set for the week. Once a week, and then you just go to this. Yeah, that's with this many medications. The most important
thing is I can't run out of pills, because the doctor said if I don't be taking my pills, I'm going to die, and that's real. That's exactly what the doctor told me. So you have to take these pills. Because if I have another blood clot, or if that, because of the stent that I have, they're not.
Yeah, no, you have to take the pills, because if that stent gets clogged.
If that stent gets clogged, I'm fucked, pretty much. So.
Oh God.
But.
So how many is that altogether? How many pills do you take a day?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 pills.
So you got 12 prescriptions, but
12 prescriptions, but my insurance only covers 6. Brilinta, this one alone, a 30-day script is $350. Just this one script, and that doesn't include all this other shit, all this other stuff. This is $350 alone, just for Brilinta. Which is my blood thinner.
And some of these you take more than once a day.
I take this twice a day. Brilinta blood thinner. I take that twice a day. So between all the pills, probably about, I don't know, probably around $500 a month.
It's probably more than that. A lot more. I mean, you really don't know. I mean, you were having the church help you out a little bit.
Yeah, I had the church help me out. They got me my first script. When I left the hospital gave me, they gave me some pills. But I know this one is $350 alone. And then all these other ones, I'm sure they're not cheap either. Okay,
but we need help to keep this medicine going.
Absolutely.
All right. So that being said, you got some other issues also. You were in a car accident.
Yep.
Can you talk about that?
Well, car accident happened last Wednesday, and I was on my way to a doctor's appointment, and I started having chest pains, shortness of breath, the normal symptoms. My left arm went numb, and I blacked out, and I lost control of the vehicle, and I ran through a building. And I woke up in a building, pretty much. My car had just went straight through a building, and I was inside of the building in my car, in my truck.
And you woke up?
And I woke up, and I didn't know what happened. I ran off the road, and
you just blacked out.
I blacked out. And paramedics came and took me to the hospital and
You were lucky.
I was real lucky because 2x4s came right through the windshield in the driver's side. And because I wasn't wearing my seatbelt when I hit the building on impact, just naturally my body, went forward, and the 2x4s went right over my head. Had I been wearing my seatbelt, the seatbelt would have stopped me from going forward, and that 2x4 probably would have hit me right in the face. So
you got a couple broken toes out of it, and you were lucky because it was a metal building.
Yep, that's pretty much all. I got 2 broken toes, and then I had a lot of glass. They were pulling out pieces of glass from my back for a good hour. It's kind of healed now, but it was pretty bad a week ago.
And you actually crossed over the road of traffic, which means you could.
I went on the other side of the road, and I hit a ditch, and my car went airborne for probably a good 30 feet before it landed, and then went right through the building.
And we got pictures of that building.
Yeah, we got pictures of the building. I got pictures of my car, my truck. Yep.
But you went right across the lane of traffic, and it could have had a head-on collision. Could have, yeah. Very easily.
I could have hit another car. I could have hit a pedestrian.
Could have hit a tree.
There could have been people in the building that I hit. Luckily, there was no one in the building because I think that building was closed down at the time. But yeah, I got lucky. I have a heart attack, and then 4 weeks later, I run through a building with my truck. And
the airbags came on.
Both airbags.
And hit you in the chest.
Hit me in the chest.
And that is like totally taboo with a heart attack.
With a heart attack, yeah.
You don't want to have any trauma to your chest. Yeah. So do you think that, you feel sore still from the airbags?
Well, when I first went to the hospital, I had a huge red mark on the left side of my chest from the airbag. And obviously it's not there anymore. The accident was like a week ago. And you could still see that I got stuff on my chest from being hooked up to the monitors, and still got stuff right there in my arms.
Hold still. Yeah, I see the bruising.
That stuff, that's all from the monitors and scar tissue.
Now let me ask you this: how does your skin feel, and how's your vision, and how's
vision and skin is good.
Good.
I got some sunburn, but
Did they do? They know they did a complete blood workup.
Complete blood. Yeah, they did what they call a rainbow. They came in and they drew like 6 or 7 vials of blood. Okay. They call it a rainbow test, and they basically test for everything.
What was the result of that?
Everything came back good.
So that was positive.
Yeah. Well, it was negative, but it was
in negative in what way?
Well, negative, like it was negative for any disease.
A good negative.
Yeah.
What about your liver and kidney function? How do those your enzymes for your liver and kidney enzymes?
I'm not sure. Yeah. They told me the enzymes for my heart are going back up, which is a good thing, because after you have a heart attack, your enzymes fluctuate, and they said the enzymes for my heart are going back up. And they said that there was, of course, there was damage to my heart, to the muscle, but it's healthy.
So they don't want you to lift anything?
Can't lift anything heavy. Can't do any laborious hard work.
And right now you're tied up because you got 2 broken toes. Besides
tied up, and then I lost my vehicle too. So,
complete total loss.
Yeah, they totaled it out, and actually had a friend help me with it and paid like $100 just to get my stuff out of the truck that I still had in there.
All right, let's talk about your driver's license situation, because you're living out here in Arkansas, which way out into the country. Without a vehicle, it's virtually impossible when it's time for you to get back up on your feet.
Yeah, you can't get around. Everything's it's country out here. You can't bike anywhere. You can't walk anywhere. It's not like a city.
And so you're about 10 miles out of town.
Yeah. About 7 to 10 miles.
And town. Where are you living now? Because you got kicked out of your apartment.
Well, I got kicked out of my apartment because I couldn't pay rent because I had a heart attack and I couldn't work. So when rent was due and I didn't have the money, the landlord basically just, told me I had to go.
And so where did you go?
I went to a friend's house, or the Kathy's house. And I'm staying there and she's helping me trying to get back on my feet. And
yeah, it's really wonderful.
But I need a vehicle.
Okay, so what's going on with your driver's license situation?
So, first of all, I need a vehicle so I can get an interlock device installed on it. The state wants $500 for restitution. Not restitution, I'm sorry. Reinstatement fees. And then I got to do some classes over the phone. The whole time that I had my interlock device on my vehicle, which is going to be 2 years.
Okay, and this is something that happened how many years ago? You got a
My
DUI?
DUI was 2006. So this DUI is 10 years old.
And how many years have you been sober and not drinking a drop?
September will be 3 years. This September will be 3
Okay,
years.
and now a lot of people say, God, you're such a great looking kid, and why the beard?
It's hard to explain. The beard is symbolic for change. Because when I was drinking, I had a shaved head and I shaved, and since I started growing a beard, I haven't touched a drop of alcohol since I've had the beard.
So it's a symbol of your sobriety.
So it's a symbol of my sobriety, yeah.
I'm so proud of you. I'm really,
Don't cry.
really proud of you. Okay, so we need help in a lot of areas.
Yeah.
We're going to need money for insurance for the car. We're going to need a car, an interlock device, a reinstatement fee. You're going to have to take classes, and that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot, and you can't work.
And medications.
So how do you
Most
feel?
importantly for me is the medication, because I have to take the medications.
Yeah.
And doctor visits and.
Now, what about applying for some kind of like a cardiac disability or something like that? How do you feel about that?